Hey, this is Matthew Harvey with the recap of the Siren, the After the Siren here with my buddy James Hartley on my left.
Back for another round. Matthew on my right and Jason on my left.
What's up, fellas?
Doing good. We just had a good chat with Jim McDonald, who was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah?
I've known Jim since 5th grade. And boy, it's never a dull moment with him, that's for sure.
It's true. It's true. He's his own type of cryptid.
He's a funny dude.
Yeah.
We have a lowbrow
Funny
hoedown coming into Denison. He's going to be at, once again, lowbrow hoedown, Denison, Texas, Tupelo Honey, 2 to 7 on October the 19th. Go check him out. Go support your local artists.
Yeah, go out and support those guys.
He brought in some really cool stuff for us.
We should
personalized and going to be at the show.
We should get Jim to set in on the recap.
Yeah.
Think we can get him back?
Yeah. Well, I can go track him down in the parking
You
lot.
want to run outside and see if you can catch him?
Give me a sec.
Catch him.
Hey, Jim. Jim's back. Hey, welcome,
There
Jim.
he is.
Hey,
Get in
good
here,
to see him
Jim.
again.
Sit
Good
down.
to see you. He's back. He's back.
Wow.
Oh, can't hear you.
I don't hear him.
I don't hear him.
I forgot.
Are
to
you
turn
there,
it
Jim?
up.
Hey, there we go.
There he is.
Got the applause though.
Thanks, man. Sorry, I was just I was getting in my car, just getting ready to go back home.
All right, we
Oh,
come
I'm
before you
glad we
left.
caught you.
That's
Matthew
good.
had to jump on the hood of that thing.
That's good. That's good.
Starsky and Hutch style. I don't even. What is Starsky and Hutch? I don't know.
I think
It was
you're
a
talking about-
Television
late
show?
70s, early 80s.
Did they do any slides?
TV
across the-
I
cop
think you
drama.
meant
Okay.
Dukes of Hazzard,
Dukes
I
of
think.
Hazzard is
Yeah.
what I meant. I said Starsky and Hutch.
the
I'm
iconic hood slide,
embarrassed now.
like Bo Duke.
Yeah.
Bo Duke,
I don't think
yeah.
Starsky wanted Hutch sliding across his car.
No, probably not.
Didn't they have big jackets on?
They had big hair.
I thought they had like Duster style jackets
Yeah.
that would make hood sliding
Puffy
difficult.
coat.
That was a little bit before
Puffy
my
coat.
time, man.
Speaking of puffy coat, I meant to mention this in the original episode. I would like to get into starter jackets.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just to
Yeah.
just to
Bring
start
'em
this
back.
off, and
Dude.
I think I might even explain an old pastime
All right.
of mine and Jim's,
Yes.
and this probably goes back 20 years.
Yeah.
I think he knows what I'm talking about.
What's that?
Where we mention a random person that we have been
Oh
to,
yeah.
or that we have met in our lives, whether it be personal or school or whatever. It's usually typically
Mm-hmm.
long time. Just throw a name out like Jim. Throw one out.
Oh man.
Teddy Price.
Teddy Price.
Teddy Price. I'm going to say the Charlotte Hornets.
Pittsburgh Penguins.
Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
Washington
See,
Redskins.
You see how
Okay.
that worked? There was no wrong answers.
It's-
Everybody was right.
Sports Team Name Association.
Yeah, what's the first sports team that pops in your brain?
I'm
when
sure
you hear
there's
that
probably
name?
some sort of psychological exercise.
What do you
that a
think about when
psychiatrist
you
could-
hear James Hartley?
Philadelphia Eagles.
Redskins, actually.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Ooh, conference.
Wow.
We're all going
Capitals.
conference.
both my arch enemies?
Yeah.
You know?
Washington Capitals.
He went hockey and Canadian. No, sorry, you said Washington. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Is it Washington?
Yeah.
Is that the
I don't
Capitals?
know if that team exists anymore, but that's definitely an NHL
No.
team at
Okay.
one point.
Yeah, I
What is
mean,
NHL?
Washington Capitals.
Yeah.
right?
I guess it's
Okay.
better than somebody saying like the Dayton Barnstormers or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Women's volleyball team or something?
But anyway, that kind of spawned
Beach
off
volleyball.
of starter jackets, I think, in junior high. Maybe that associated with a certain
never-
sports team.
I never had.
In my mind, that's how, I remember.
That makes sense.
I had
Did you
the,
get it?
Yeah, Matt Lewis, San Francisco 49ers,
Yeah.
okay?
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what he wore. That makes sense.
I never had the starter jacket. I had the off-brand, and I always wanted.
Apex.
Yeah, I
I
wanted.
had the
Yeah, I
Apex
had Apex.
Cowboys jacket.
I wanted a Chargers, San Diego Chargers. I had like Junior Seau and Stan Humphries and stuff. And so we went to Garden Ridge Mall when I was a kid, and we found one. It was the off-brand starter jacket, and it was like 3XL.
And
And
you
so-
just went with it
Yeah,
anyway.
Cool points versus
yeah,
comfort, right?
My mom bought it for me anyway, so I had this 3XL starter jacket, San Diego Chargers, and she sewed it up at the bottom.
Nice.
She was a
Yeah.
quilter, so
Yeah.
or whatever. And anyway, I wore it to school the next day, and it looked like a bell. Basically, it flared out.
Yeah.
I wore it one time, man, and put it up.
Yeah.
Man.
Did you get a lot of social credit for that? Or?
No, I mean nobody knew what to
And
say.
it was the Chargers, too.
Yeah, it was the Chargers.
The
but-
Bolts.
Yeah.
I remember you had a Chargers, 3/4 length shirt or long sleeve shirt. I remember bolts down the
I had
sleeves
a
or something.
I had two starter jackets. I had a Dallas Stars because everybody knows how much of a hockey fan I am.
The Washington
see there?
Capitals, right?
And a Detroit Lions starter jacket.
What is
Barry,
wrong with that?
Hey, Barry
man.
Sanders era though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could have got a Barry Sanders jersey.
That's probably
and
what I
that would have
should've
been
done.
okay.
Shout out to my Lions fans out there. I know
Yeah.
I got a lot of them.
Yeah.
Our
friends.
listeners in Detroit, if you're listening.
Yeah.
No,
Michiganistan.
We love you guys too.
Fun fact, I was born there.
In Detroit?
Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Ann Arbor. Yeah, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you speak Arabic?
Close to the big house. Nope.
Oh.
This is before that.
Gotcha.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, Jim McDonald, we touched on it a little earlier about playing some music. You playing any music lately these days?
No, not really.
You
no.
occasionally make some videos playing some Wolf Mother.
Yeah, I'll keep just play, just to play.
Is Wolf Mother your project?
Yeah, there's not really anything coming from that.
What's up with your email or your websites on your Facebook?
website on my Facebook?
You all right, buddy?
Is
The
it
bug
the
flying
Lamgo?
around?
People Eater or animal?
Things just got awkward.
I don't know.
Man,
I don't know.
I didn't write it down because I figured it would come up.
You figured you'd know what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to include it in the regular because I didn't know what it.
I don't know.
What it
Okay,
would lead
Jim.
to.
Sure.
Last concert you went to then?
Blues artist Dave and Phil Alvin. They
Okay.
were in the Blasters.
Cool.
The punk band X.
Ooh.
I'd seen Dave in Austin, and then he came back to Dallas a couple. It's been a while, man. It was like 2 years ago or something. Probably
Cool.
the last major real concert. So
Right on.
Sweet.
it was good.
Last time you saw Bigfoot?
Last time I saw Bigfoot.
Just tell us when the last time was.
Oh.
I mean, that's the kind of segue you're gonna get around here.
I never have seen a Bigfoot, but I have seen
A cryptid.
I have seen a cryptid,
Yeah.
which would be described as a animal of unknown origin, I guess.
Okay.
We're about to get into it, guys. I think we all have stories.
I have a few
So,
different cryptids.
yeah.
Uh,
Jason and I have a cryptid story together, but not so much cryptid as I think it was actually Bigfoot.
yeah, and this is. Do you want to get into that?
Yes.
or-
Can we do it? Can we pause you, Jim, and can
Sure.
we get into it?
Yeah, man, I want to hear it.
A lot of people are probably gonna.
They're going to know what we're talking about right
Well,
now.
yeah, our friends will, but some people might dismiss this sighting
Yeah.
just because of where it was
No.
pretty quickly.
Extremely
Especially
close to town.
probably most of the people listening to this because it was in your area, Leonard, Texas.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Which is actually a transit area.
I don't know what that was.
Thank you.
Matthew.
It was actually a transit area of the North American wood ape that comes right around Leonard. So maybe we saw it. I don't know. But let's set the scene. 96 F-150, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, James and I like to just cruise around back roads, solve the world's problems lots of times. And this particular time, it was getting kind of late. We are on the edge of town, been talking, just rapping about life. And James was in briefly, I think, for the military.
Yep.
Right? So
Yep.
we chatted up whenever he was back in town. This was years ago. How many
Jeez,
years?
2005,
17,
probably.
18 years.
Yeah.
So we're on the edge of town. It's late. The headlights swing by this field. And for the split second that the field gets light shined on it, you see something large, bipedal, and very hairy stand and turn as if to run away from the light. We both immediately, like, that thing in your brain that's like, this is out of the ordinary.
Mhm.
That happened to both of us. We both, what was that?
Both made a noise.
Yeah.
Reached for each other, like as if in for security.
Comfort.
Yeah, comfort. And both said, "What was that?"
Yeah.
And where was this exactly? That you saw
Across from where the Watsons are.
This was at the very
okay. Yeah,
end
like-
of 1553 where it runs into 78.
78,
Yeah,
yeah.
right there by
got
the doctor's office,
yeah.
across from the Watsons.
You never know.
We immediately shined the lights back on the field and it was gone.
Yeah.
But we both seen the same thing.
So not only was it extremely tall, extremely hairy bipedal, it was very fast.
Yeah,
Well,
extremely fast.
You know, a lot of people actually they do believe that those are, and I'm not joking or making light of what you saw, but a lot of people do believe they're interdimensional
Yep. Yeah.
Really?
creatures. Yeah.
There's also another theory on it too, right? Like, so if you could go back to say like the 1500s and talk to like a Native American, that their understanding of nature and the ways to camouflage themselves
Yeah.
and things like they could be standing right next to you and you not know it because of their understanding of angles and foliage and things, and that they're so in tune with nature. But
Yeah, I can tell you this. I've never seen anything like that before or after that
Now,
in my
it's
life. And I've
also-
seen a lot of stuff, man.
it's also entirely possible that it was a Fannin County meth head. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been a dude in a ghillie suit
Yeah.
for all I know, but
I've seen way more of those.
yeah,
Yeah,
I've
there's-
seen way more of those.
Definitely more of those probably. Than
Yeah, and I don't even care. Yeah, don't email me and tell me, I don't believe that, because I don't really care if you do, if you don't.
We saw something we can't explain.
Yeah, I know that.
Stop emailing right now. Don't email Jason.
If you're
Yeah,
halfway
please
through
don't.
an email, I want you to back it up.
Yeah.
5 minutes ago, you began an email because you're angry with Jason's views here. Just quit it.
Yeah.
Stop. The guy saw something. He honestly believes he saw something. Leave it at that.
So I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Who cares?
You can reach him at Jason
If you think
at
that's crazy.
12o'clocksiren.com.
Yeah, if you think that's crazy,
Yeah.
wait till another episode. I
Yeah.
got a
Jim,
lot
you got
more
a story?
crazy stuff.
Yeah, man. I've got I've got a cryptid animal. I don't know what it was. I was with another Leonardite. I won't say his name because I don't know.
Protect the innocent.
Yeah, people, they will kind of, judge you or think, oh man, these guys.
No,
are crazy.
nobody's judging you here, man. This is the trust tree.
Yeah.
And nobody's listening, so.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
not recording.
Just for this dude's privacy, I won't mention his name, but we were. It was probably around 3 a.m. and I know nothing good happens after midnight, yada yada yada. But it was about 3 a.m. We were driving between Leonard and Celeste. Actually, we were about halfway through. I was heading into Celeste, and I have no idea what it was, but it was in the middle of the highway, and it was standing on 4 legs, and then it had this long white hair, and the face. I don't know. The face was elongated and pale white, but its eyes were really large and black. And I mean, it's as clear as day. It was something standing there. It was as tall as we were driving an excursion, so it was well above the hood.
Oh my god.
Four-legged or
Four-legged, yeah.
Oh,
I had to
wow.
swerve to miss it. It didn't move. It just kind of moved its head to look at the vehicle, and I drove past it going, 60, 70 miles an hour. And we both
accelerating.
Yeah, we both saw it.
Screaming.
Yeah.
I did. There was a gasp. There was a, what is that? Or hey, and I
You
didn't.
both acknowledged it.
Yes, and the next day, I mean, it was pretty. Like, what could it have been? A yak? I don't know what it was. I have no clue.
One of the
But I have never
rare
seen
Fannin County
So at
yaks.
some point you searched long white-haired for
Yeah, if you were to go
You
like
came up
all
with
the way
yak.
back through my Google searches, that would long-haired,
yak is what you
matted,
came down to.
matted. Yeah. But the face, like of a yak, doesn't even compare to what this
They
is.
have a hump, I believe.
A yak.
Does a yak have a
This
hump?
didn't have a. This
I don't
didn't-
know,
This
but
did
you're-
not have a.
Your resident FBI agent looking at your Google searches is probably thinking, what
Yeah.
the hell is this guy?
Yeah, another. I don't know if this isn't on the cryptid thing, but it's kind of a UFO deal, and this is. I don't know if we want to get into that or not.
Go
Let's
for
hear it.
I wanna hear it.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so I've got a friend I used to work with, and he's, a lot of people they'll think, and these people that believe in UFOs, they're not credible and they're crazy. They didn't see anything. Well, this guy, I worked with him for about a year. He's a Latino gentleman. His parents are from Argentina, and that's where his grandma actually still lives in Argentina. And they immigrated here to the United States back in the 80s, but they would still go back to visit his grandmother who lives in Argentina. And he sent me, I told him, that there was a chance this story might come up or something, I don't know, and just ask him kind of to send me a map or a picture, like a Google Earth picture of where he was at when he saw this. But it's Salavina. It's Salavina, and that's in Argentina. And this is where his grandmother lives. And in order to get to this place, you have to take an airplane to the nearest airport. Then you have to ride a bus. Then you have to take literally a horse-drawn wagon for like 3 hours out. And they live out in the country, it's way out. But anyway, I think out there in Argentina, I think the UFOs and stuff like that, I think they're a little bit more common, and it's kind of not. It's one of those things that people see what they can't describe, and they don't really talk about it. Like,
Sure.
But he was out there at his grandmother's, and they live in basically huts still. I mean, it's real primitive, and his uncles still live there, 2 of his uncles. And so anyway, one night they're all hanging out. They're sitting around this campfire, and there's no electricity out here. They have generators. And they're sitting around a campfire, and it's him, his 2 brothers, his mom and dad, the 2 uncles, and the grandmother. And just to kind of back this story up, his brother is one of the top neurosurgeons in the United States of America.
Oh, my goodness.
And he also witnessed this. But they were sitting there, and...
He won't be after this.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm not going to say its name, but he knows he is. Anyway, his uncles, they're sitting out there, and they see... they're looking up at the stars, and out there he said you can see stars that you can't see here because there's no buildings, no electricity or anything like that. But they noticed that the stars were kind of like shifting. You know, like if you ever seen Predator, you know when he does the like active camo.
Yeah.
So he said that's what it looked like. He said they looked up at the stars and it looked like there was something kind of
blurry.
Distorting the stars, and it scared him, you know. And so his uncles, they had a spotlight. They were ranchers, and they shined the spotlight on the blur, I guess you could say. And when they did, it illuminated what he said. He described it as over 100 feet long. It was basically a mirror, and it illuminated the entire mirror. And he said as soon as he hit it, it was extremely bright, and it just vanished within. You know, this is all within seconds.
Like a
Maybe
blink of an eye.
it was a predator.
Maybe it was.
Isn't that where that stuff took place in Predator?
Yeah, it was in South America, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You ever think that they make movies about things that are like real and we just think it's fiction? Is that,
Well,
y'all
I think
ever
we just
that?
stumbled onto something.
Y'all ever think that?
We might be onto something here, guys.
Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. He told me that story, and I was thinking, dude, there's no way. This is unbelievable. And the way he told it, and the way his mannerisms and things like that, I couldn't help but believe the guy.
Yeah.
And,
Well, and you know him.
I can see it in my head. I mean, that's
I mean, he had told me some other things about things that had happened out there, like livestock and stuff being taken. And this is these people's livelihood. They're not.
Yeah.
I mean, they would find.
They're not frivolous with it.
Yeah, they would find cattle.
They're not out making like fake accounts on Facebook,
Right.
to
Yeah, they don't. They don't have
troll
any of that,
people
you know.
and stuff like that. Or
Right.
He said his uncles they would tend to their cattle, and sometimes they would take these cattle. In Argentina, it's kind of like a free graze community where you can take your cattle anywhere you want. There's no boundaries. There's
Open
no,
range, if you will.
no fences, and so they would go on these week long drives. I don't know what you'd call it, cattle drive or something. But his uncles would take a tent with them. They'd take their cow dogs and weapons, shotguns and stuff, just for wildlife hunt,
Sure.
and things like that. And they were out one night, a couple days from where their home was, with their cattle, and they were set up in their tent. And he said that their dogs, the two dogs that they had with them, just started kind of going crazy, whimpering, and then started growling and getting real crazy. And all the cows, they could hear all the cattle out there just rustling, just going crazy. And the dogs actually urinated inside the tent and then went into basically a catatonic state. And these guys could hear something kind of crunching around outside the tent. And, obviously they thought maybe somebody's trying to come in and...
I would have also gone into a catatonic state.
Yeah,
Well,
I would have urinated.
I would have peed the tent too.
Yeah, they were locked and loaded. And
Sure,
they,
the dogs peed the tent.
and they were ready to go, man. They were ready to I guess, defend themselves or whatever. And the next day, they got up. I think one of the cows was missing, and then there weren't any, obvious tracks or anything.
Jeez, man.
I don't know. It's stuff like that.
What's out there? There's got to be something out there.
I don't know.
Spooky stuff.
There is spooky stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I don't go outside at night.
That's why I don't go outside ever.
Yeah. Dang, it was a big deal for you coming here. I appreciate that.
I try not to go
Thanks
outside
for making
ever.
the trek.
We've all got a story like that. My wife and I were just a few years ago, Christmas time, driving in Abilene, Texas, and we were coming up towards Dyess Air Force Base. Being in the Air Force, my first thought was this was probably some sort of military thing, but I've never seen it. It was a green flash that lit up the entire sky like daytime for a millisecond.
Yeah,
And
I've seen something like that.
I just don't understand what's happening.
I don't know what that is.
No.
but I've seen. I know what you're talking about.
I don't know. It makes me nervous. Going back to the
You
last
saw
episode.
You saw the one in Manhattan that was like a transformer, but it looked like something from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that? It was pretty impressive.
I haven't seen it.
I mean, the brightness of it. It was a transformer, but it looked like
yes.
it looked like a scene from Ghostbusters. It was so bright.
Yeah,
It's a good visual representation of what you're probably talking
yeah,
about.
and that could very possibly be what those flashes are you see sometimes in the middle of the night.
A lot of that stuff is crazily explained by a rocket launch on the east or west coast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Weather balloon.
Weather balloons a lot of times. So a lot of the things that you see are explainable, but there are some that, like
just
your
defy
story,
logic.
Your story. I mean, seeing a mirror like that, whatever it was. I mean, I can see what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was my friend. That's all.
Yeah. No, that's what I meant.
I'm not the crazy one
in
here.
Argentina.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think he had anything to gain from telling me the story, but he did.
Right.
It's like one time Jim and I were coming back from band practice right after 9/11.
Yeah.
And I said, Jim, does it look kind of red over there? I mean, it was just probably about like 11 o'clock or midnight or something like that. And Jim leans over and looks, and in the sky it was red, and come to find out it was the Aurora Borealis reaching down to Texas.
The way you said sky sounded a little bit like Christopher Walken.
Uh-huh. What you got to do is grab a free-range chicken.
That's pretty good.
I don't care how you get one. Buy it, hunt it down with a knife. Just treat the animal with respect.
That's good.
That's really good.
Have you seen Christopher Walken? Have you seen Communion?
Yes. That's with the grays?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! If you're listening to this, you've never seen the movie Communion or read the book.
Speaking of aliens and UFOs
Do
and
yourself a
Bigfoots,
favor.
whatnot.
Get
Big
the
feet.
movie.
Big
Big
feet.
feet.
I don't know.
That's how I refer to them. Big feet.
There's another one called Dark Skies.
What's the one where he dances?
That's Communion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's like his first-hand account of what he.
Wasn't he in like the Headless Horseman once?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was. He
What
was
is that one? That's a good one.
That was Sleepy Hollow, the Tim
Man, he had
Burton.
Yeah.
jacked up teeth though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Those teeth were
It's
It's a
scary.
Hessian.
Yeah.
Hessian.
Yeah, you need to go check out that dentist over there.
Yeah.
Come up to Bonham. We got a few.
Is that where you live now?
I do.
We thought you moved to
B-town?
New Mexico for some reason.
No.
But it turns out
Desert.
it was just Bonham.
I heard
No.
you were living in the desert.
Yeah, the trailer.
I did
the
some-
trailer suggested New Mexico.
Yeah, I did some New Mexico living out in the desert for about 6 years, and came back, to the motherland.
Yeah.
Just had to get
back.
away. Had to reflect.
Glad you're back.
How do you like Bonham?
I mean, we got.
How do you like Bonham Walmart?
Let me tell you this right now about Bonham, man. We got a restaurant over there. It's delicious Mexican food, but it's also a mattress store, and I'm not kidding you right now. You can go in, you can get some tacos, and you can browse.
Or a
the
sleep
mattress.
number?
Yeah, you can get a sleep number. It's like
Where
What
is
is-
this?
it's the
It's-
old Brahms, I believe. The old Brahms that's out there on 56, like going
Really?
towards Dodge City. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Speaking of Brahms,
Burger Bag
you've been
Challenge.
eating some burgers.
I've been, man. I started the Burger Bag Challenge a couple weeks back. Since then, I've put away 6 different bags of burgers personally.
Now, just to clarify, this burger bag challenge
Mhm.
is an official, and it is an official Brahms contest, right? No, it is an official.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It is an official challenge
yeah.
put on by the Brahms themselves.
What is the what's the
Brahms.
objective here?
You just get a bag of burgers. It's
Okay.
about $5, and you just eat the whole bag. It's 5 burgers. That's all it is.
All right.
Are they mini burgers, sliders?
They would be like a medium burger.
I'd like
medium
to
burger?
challenge our
It-
listeners.
I guess it'd be a junior burger, but I mean 5 of them.
That might be the first Siren challenge.
Yeah. There it is,
I think
listeners.
we're breaking new ground here.
Yeah, go get your burger bag of burgers.
Bag
excuse
of
me,
burgers.
and
And if-
take a picture of it.
Yeah,
How many burgers?
5. If
5.
you're,
And this
Send it
is,
to Jim.
Is this on the menu or not?
yeah, you just say bag of burgers.
Give
Bam,
me a
they'll
bag
get
of
'em.
burgers.
Mhm.
And
I've
then-
had quite a bit of
then-
people, contact me that have taken the challenge, and I will present them with certificates.
So at the end of it, that's what I was going to ask. Do you follow up with the
Yes.
drive-through line for your certificate,
No,
or
you-
should you email
just-
somebody?
You just call me. If you got
Okay.
my number, just call me, or you can text me or whatever. If you don't have my number, just,
Don't get a burger of
Snapchat.
bags because that wouldn't be as good.
yeah. For the
Yeah.
I have another challenge for the ladies. It's called the sack of sausage, and that's 5 sausage biscuits. And so I've got another certificate.
So,
Hey,
so
speaking-
once again, just to reiterate, go back to Brahms and tell them you took the challenge and you want your certificate.
yeah,
That's
just to
the
mess
way
with
this
them.
works.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also good luck
Yeah.
Yeah.
with that.
Speaking of culinary options in Bonham, I was at Bonham Walmart the other day, and I saw that they're now serving not only organic kimchi at Bonham Walmart, but also escargot.
I don't know what either one of those are.
Well,
There's no reason for them to have that.
no.
Kimchi might be good.
Well, kimchi's good. I don't know that I'd trust Bonham escargot. You know,
Oh.
that's be snails.
I did
Okay.
get some sushi from a Walmart one time, but it wasn't Bonham Walmart.
I
still
love
think
that
that's-
game.
You sure that wasn't bait?
That's a fun
That
game.
may have been bait shrimp.
Sushi.
Yeah, I wasn't the fish.
Look at this. Walmart's got sushi.
Yeah.
Was it in the back with the
It's-
aquariums
yeah,
where you
it's-
have dip
they-
nets and stuff?
Yeah, the dip-
that's,
that is weird. He
That's the
dipped it
fish
out.
section, dude.
Sushi.
Crap.
Sushi's
The
my
aquarium
favorite new
section.
board game. I love it.
What? See what
Sushi.
What kind of gastrointestinal emergency can put you in?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
I bought the sushi and I actually left it in the bag and got in my car and drove where I was going, and then got there. And I was pooped. I was not pooped. I was pumped. I'm sorry.
Well,
Well,
that's
yeah,
some
you weren't-
foreshadowing.
Yeah, not
That's where
yet.
this-
You
You
were
were
pooped.
pumped up.
This is where the story is going.
You were about to be pooped. You just didn't
Yeah.
know it.
Yeah, but I forgot it. I had to drive back to that Walmart and get it. So
Oh man.
I'd just like to notice that that's the first poo reference that's come up, and it was
Yeah.
on accident.
I do
And
apologize.
this is episode 4.5.
That's
so
doing that's doing
pretty
good.
good.
I
Hey, that's
think.
good for us. I'm having to hold back.
Yeah.
I could talk poop
What, talking
for
about
days. Yeah,
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I have a lot of
Jeez.
interesting takes on
There's a bathroom over
poop.
there.
And no, I don't have to poop.
Oh,
I just
okay.
I prefer that
have
as
you
a
ever
topic
been-
of discussion.
Have you ever been blamed for like a bathroom disaster that you had nothing to do with?
Twice
Not
last
blamed,
week.
but I've got that
Twice
look.
last
Like,
week.
how could you?
Yeah.
You know,
Twice last week.
Yeah, it's like who was in the bathroom last? You
and
know,
you're like, dang it, I just went in
and
there to wash
they,
my hands. You
like
Yeah.
like
know? Now you're guilty.
Had to
by
blow my
association.
nose.
yeah, I was at a party one time, and there was the only bathroom there was a porta potty, and so I just went to use the restroom, and I went in, I came out, and as soon as I came out, I go, seriously, who was in there last? And since I was the one that was in there last, they thought that I was the Picasso of the group, and it was not me. And I tried to plead my case. I mean, I was like, dude, I did not.
That's an easy case to plead, though. It's a porta potty.
Yeah.
So everybody's work is on display.
Well, I mean, but there was a tight group of tight-knit group
Okay,
of friends,
small.
and you know, we're talking 20, 25 people here, and so everybody there the whole
Yeah.
night. And I think they still think that I'm to blame for this fiasco.
Man, what
The shame.
was it?
What is it? Jackson Pollock had visited the bathroom.
Yeah, like you got a mad pooper. He's
Jackson Pollock went in there and he did the spin around. He
Yeah.
did the Exodus.
Stood on the seat.
Stood on the. He did.
Yeah.
little
Why is it that when people go in a porta potty, they just lose their minds?
like they lose all
Somebody
dude.
just loses
do.
their mind
Yeah,
when they go
they
in
do.
there.
Yeah.
Why
I
is
don't
that?
understand it.
It's
There's
complete-
footprints on the walls and stuff. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah.
It's complete freedom, man.
Everything's wet.
Yeah,
All bets are off once
Yeah,
you go
you-
in the porta potty.
once
Why is
you're
it
in
so
there-
humid?
You can do anything in there.
Yeah.
Anything you want to do.
like
Yeah,
if you-
except stay clean.
Yeah.
If
Except
you-
be hygienic.
Yeah.
Right.
If you offered me money to sit in a chair with a urinal next to my face, I'd tell you no.
That's a urinal.
But boy,
I thought that was a sink.
boy, you catch me at NASCAR, man. I'm peeing in there.
I always wondered where the hand soap was. I thought it was a sink
Yeah.
this whole time.
Y'all ever?
Wow.
Well, if I'd
Well,
offered you
I'm gonna
money
get
to wash your
emails
hands in a
now.
urinal, you would have said no.
Have you?
I'm just kidding, people. I know it was a urinal the whole time.
Man, I don't know if this is too hot for.
Could be a sink.
I don't know if this is too hot to handle or not, but
Are we going porta potty talk?
well,
We knew it.
I'm going.
Bathroom talk?
Sometimes I play that gender card because that's such a big deal right now.
Oh man, sometimes you got to just hit the women's bathroom if the men's line's too long, dude. I'm
Stay
telling you.
away.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if they jump on you now, you got that. Hey, dude,
This
this
is
is
how
me.
I identify for at least this 5 minutes anyway.
It's better to ask forgiveness than permission,
I
you
mean,
know?
I have done that. I will admit. So
Sometimes you're
I
limited.
blew my mind's son, man. My son's mind. We went into we were on a road trip. We went into like a gas station, and the men's bathroom line was way too long. There was nobody at the women's, and I was in a situation,
Yeah.
you know, and so was he.
Yeah.
And I said, "All right, come on, let's go in here." And he was like, "But Daddy, that's the girls," because
Yeah.
you could tell it's got the. And I
Yeah.
said, "Not today."
You're like, son,
Not
it's
today.
2019.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can go in any bathroom we want.
That's right, and
Welcome
I did,
to
and
the
we went. And
future.
people gave us the stink eye coming out. Like I should have thought of that, you know. But they
Yeah.
were still standing
I mean,
in line like the sheep they are.
They didn't
Yeah.
have to go bad enough.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah, you and your daughter coming out. I mean, what's the big
Hey,
deal?
Me and my son went on.
You
Me and my
people
daughter
made
came
these
out. You know?
You
Well,
people,
you never seen a girl with his mom before?
yeah. You guys created these rules. Don't
Yeah.
be mad when I play by them, you know?
I don't
it.
get it either. But I just peed standing up in the women's room
Yep.
Yeah. And don't be a bigot. You know.
Yeah.
and didn't wash my hands.
Yeah, I'll challenge you. It's like if I come out of there and you're staring at me, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
what are you
what?
going to do? Make me go in there and
Well,
clean it up?
Yeah,
you
what?
can always see people kind of cower when you start getting loud too.
Yeah,
in a
what are you
situation.
gonna do? It's like,
That's
you
my
know.
go-to.
Yeah, just get a little
Yeah.
loud. be like,
Bullfrog.
what? Yeah.
yeah, what are you gonna do to me? Because there's nothing you can do, man.
No.
You can't put that
Yeah.
back inside of me. So
Yeah, we're at an Allsup's in Monday, Texas. Okay, like, what are you gonna do? Call the ACLU or
Yeah.
what? You know?
Okay. so
man.
yeah, but anyway,
You gotta
that
go.
was-
You gotta go. Right.
Yeah.
Everybody listening, you're welcome.
that is a universal truth. You got to go. You
gotta
got to
go.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Doesn't
care.
matter.
I think
don't
there should be
doesn't
grace
apply.
extended for people. Like you know, if you see some situations that might seem unbecoming, but then you realize it's like a gastrointestinal issue, just extend them.
Well,
some
they
grace.
all
know
are
what?
really. They're all gastrointestinal.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure
Issues.
exactly who our audience is or what our demographic is, but I know a fraction of our listeners just tuned out.
Yeah.
Once they heard poo talk, they were out.
A fraction of our listeners goes, "Yeah, no, I got it."
Yeah.
I've
I
done
mean,
that.
there's some people keeping it real out there,
Somebody's
but
going. Finally.
yeah.
Finally, the hard hitting conversation we need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, so
On the show notes, there will be extended porta-potty discussion put in.
Man,
So,
speaking of
I
porta
think so.
potties, I used to work at this place. I'm an electrician, right? My dad's an electrician. A lot of my friends are electricians. Been in construction since I got out of high school, right? This place I used to work, a lot of the guys there thought it was funny to attack somebody once they went into a porta potty.
grounds for immediate fight.
We're talking taking like wire and wiring the doors shut, sheetrock screws through the doors to hold it shut. It got so bad you had to take tools with you in there.
So
I've
extricate
heard.
yourself.
Listen, I've heard of guys getting.
Or just take the door off.
Yeah, sometimes in certain like subdivisions that are being developed, they'll set one out in the street, like actually on the road. And I've heard of guys set down in there, and then one of their buddies pushes them down the road in a truck.
oh man,
Yeah, stuff like that. I've seen people drop bricks down the tube on the top.
So you get the splashback.
Listen, I'm telling you, man, it's all fun and games until one drop of that blue water touches me, and I will end your life.
what is that?
And everybody that laughed about it, I will end your life also.
What is the blue water though?
I don't know, man. Some chemical to
Keep everyone from immediately dying.
Yeah,
You
it's
know.
terrible, man.
Yeah.
The blue stuff.
So we got to wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
You got to go, Jim.
Yeah, well, I gotta,
Man, thanks for coming on the recap,
Yeah,
dude. This was
absolutely.
fun.
yeah. Let me just say thank you guys, and man, I really am digging what you guys are doing. I think a lot of people are too, and honestly, I hope you guys keep it up.
Thanks, man. You will
It's good stuff.
definitely be back.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, I would appreciate that. But
Thanks, Jim.
keep doing what you're doing.
Chongoloid.
And
We didn't even get into all your nicknames.
that's true. You did
That'll be for the episode.
there's plenty of
Jim,
material.
episode
yeah,
2.
maybe,
I
maybe
think
we.
there's plenty of material at the 3 o'clock
Speaking
spot
of
here on
names,
the- on
I'm
the
going to
table.
pitch this out before we end this one. I'm thinking of going by 12, and I encourage you guys to go by a clock in Siren.
Yeah. I'll
How do you feel about
embrace
that, Matthew?
Explain that again, sorry.
I'm going to change my name to 12, and I want you and James to change your names to a clock and
Personally,
Siren,
here's the 3 o'clock
respectively.
spot.
Yeah.
So from now on, whoever we're interviewing is in the 3 o'clock spot.
That's
There you
pretty.
go.
Does that make
pretty
sense?
clever.
You should make this table paint it like a clock.
I like what you're thinking. Maybe we'll
Yeah,
buy one
dude.
from you.
There we go.
There you go. Well,
Or
maybe
a
I could-
sundial.
What's
could do it as a
what's that email?
donation.
What email do you go by?
I don't
Or,
have. I just call me or
Facebook me.
just call me or text me if you got my number.
Just step outside and yell, or shine a
you
bat
can,
light
you
in
can
the air.
send us a message. We'll get you in contact with
Yeah, if you
Go to
need me-
Brahms. He'll be
Yeah,
at Brahms
I'm
sometime
typically
this
at
week.
Brahms.
check out that burger challenge. Yeah.
So
All right.
Let's
Very
hit
cool.
Dallas and play
Let's-
us out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
give
you
me
guys
some
want
Dallas,
to
Matthew.
do a little Dallas? Get this thing out of
Give
here.
me a little Dallas.
All right, here we go.